just start by lifting and rolling the shoulders, turning the head from side to side, and again. Come to sway, as we did before. I think I saw Charlotte doing that a little bit. And then come to slow the sway down. Come to lift and roll the shoulders again. Come to Tadasana, mountain pose, to realign our posture, lifting the toes and replacing the toes back down onto the ground. Press the hands into the thighs, and that will lift us up, hopefully, all the way up here. Lifting the chest. And I'm just hesitating because I saw a discussion and it said it's not possible to do a back bend without clenching your bottoms. And I thought, well, the definition of a back bend is lifting your chest. So it is possible to lift your chest and release the bottom muscles. For me, I was just exploring that. Anyway, isolation of muscles. And then bring, but any comments? Because I was just thinking about that. It's like, oh, hands together, hands up, hands through the center. Coming down to the shins, half lift. Breathing out, softening, bending the knees and the elbows. Breathing in, half lift. Stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet into the ground and roll up to standing. Stretch the hands up. And then just circle the wrists down. Lift and roll the shoulders. Inhale and exhale, hands together. Circling the arms up, stretch, palms together. Through the center to shins for a half lift. Breathing out, soften the knees. Half lift again, and stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, soften the knees, press the feet down and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Hands up, circle the wrists down. Lift and roll the shoulders. And then raising the hands up, clasp them reverse, palms upwards. Just slightly sway from side to side. And then come to the center. Lift the heels, testing the balance. And then breathing out, lower the heels. And lower the hands to the waist. And then gently turn to the left. And just slightly bounce in and out, feeling your edge, going to your edge. Come to the center. And breathing out, just turn to the right, bouncing in and out. Just again, feeling the edge. And then come to the center. Have the feet slightly wider or hip width apart. Soften the knees and feel the abdominal muscles engaged to support the bent knees. Look at the floor. And then pressing the feet down, come up to standing. And just hands up, this very Tai Chi movement of moving all the joints as if you're flying. So you can feel that the weight is going through the ankles, well, the feet as well. The feet joint, the toe joints, the ankles, the knees. You're moving the legs and the hip sockets, really all the joints, the intercostal muscles as you're lifting your arms up. Bend your elbows as much as you need to, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, through the fingers. It really is a very complete joint movement. And then lower the hands, lift and roll the shoulders. And we're going to come to salute the sun. So coming to the top of the mat, hands together at the heart center. Circle the hands up, palms meet. Like before, come through the center, bending the knees, the elbows are already bent. And place the hands to either side of your feet. Step back with your right foot, keeping your right leg for a nanosecond high and your right heel up to the ceiling, stretching out that right side. Tummy in, and then bend your right knee back down to the floor. Your right toes can remain tucked or untucked. And then sliding your left leg back. So today's yoga tends to have your toes untucked, but traditionally you might have had your toes tucked. So once you're here in all fours, just sway the bottom from side to side and turn to move the head over the shoulder and then the other shoulder. And then when I say cat-cow, it's slightly different. So almost tummy in, round your back, and then as you drop your back, move to the side with your hips, come to the other side and just, again, arch your back, dropping it. It's a freestyle, moving your hips from side to side, optionally tucking your tummy in and rounding. You can move your head as well. Almost like a swirling hip. And then gently bring your bottom towards your heels, stretching out in child's pose or extended child's pose. Tummy in to come back to all fours. Tuck your feet, tummy in, and come to the first dog of the day, downward dog, knees bent, lengthening the back first, and then begin to extend the legs, almost unfurling from the center, and optionally walking the dog by bending one knee and extending the other foot towards the ground, and then reversing. Your feet, of course, don't have to touch the ground. Keeping your tummy in and core engaged at all times, your perineum gauges up if you want a true yogic experience. And then bend both knees back down to the ground. Hands go to the left and the right foot comes up. Kneel up. Open the palms, so you're opening the almost the shoulders, the arms and the shoulder sockets, and just subtly look up, raising your chin. So this is a mindfulness movement. And then bring your head to center, tummy in, hands to either side of your front right foot. Tuck your left toes underneath, tummy in. Lift the left knee and slightly come backwards to come forwards as you step your left foot to your right foot. Hands on the shins, half lift. Breathing out, soften the knees, soften the elbows. Breathing in, half lift. And stay here as you breathe out. And then breathing in, soften the knees. Press the feet down, particularly the big toes and the second toe. as you roll up to standing. Hands stretch up, your thumb goes behind, your little finger goes in front, really stretching the fingers, and breathing out, lower the hands. As you're breathing in, lift and roll the shoulders back and clasp the hands behind you, aiming the knuckles to the ground, opening the shoulder heads. Release the hands and slide the hands down the backs of the legs, bending the knees. Hands to either side of the feet. And stepping back the left foot, stretching the left leg, tucking the left toes under so you're into the lung meridians here. Left heel up to the ceiling, and then lower the left knee down to the ground. Keep the foot either tucked or uncurled, doesn't matter. Slide your right knee back, you're in tabletop. And here, keep your bottom high as you come into puppy pose, elbows on the ground, bottom up high, and just feel the release of the lower back. But you're also into the upper thoracic area here, just stretching out slightly differently. And then coming to all fours. Tummy in. We're going to come once more to the down dog. As you lift the knees, extend the back, and then begin to extend the legs. Feel you can adjust the feet to be wider or closer or further away. Just be comfortable. Walk the dog. Tummy is in still. And as you walk the dog, you've got the option of swaying your hips from side to side. Stretching both legs back, tummy in, and then bend both knees to the ground. Hands go to the right, and your left foot comes up. And again, kneel up, open the palms, lifting the chin, looking upwards. Tummy in, almost lengthen your back as you come forward to place the hands to either side of your left foot. Tummy in, perineum engages as you tap your right foot, lift up and step your right foot to your left foot. Hands on the knees, half lift. Breathing out, soften the knees, bend in. Breathing in, half lift. Stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, soften the knees and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Hands up, stretching the fingers. And then circle the wrists down. Lift and roll the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, hands together at the heart center. Circle the hands up, stretch up, palms together. Come through the center of the body as you bend the knees, the elbows are already bent, and come to placing the hands to either side of your feet. Knees are bent. Step the right foot back, left foot back. You're in a straight line for a nanosecond. Tummy in, heels up to the ceiling. And then bend both knees to the ground. Elbows come in. We're going to come to lying. I like to come onto my elbows and snake through to come into Sphinx pose. Press the elbows into the ground and pull yourself forward a millimeter, stretching out the tummy. And then come to lying. Hands to either side of your chest, elbows in towards the body. Tummy in as you come onto your knees, pressing down on the hands. Tucking the toes, tummy still in, coming into your downward dog, walking the dog.
Bending one knee and then bending the other knee. Swaying the hips from side to side. Stretch both legs back, bend both knees to the ground, hands go to the left, your right foot comes up, kneel up, and come to have your arms into cactus arms, looking ahead, opening again at the shoulders, and then breathing out, lengthen the back, to come forward to hands either side of the right foot, tucking the left toes, tummy in, lift up the left knee and come slightly backwards with your weight, to come forward, bringing your left foot to your right foot into your half lift. Breathing out, soften the knees, soften the elbows. Breathing in, half lift, and stay here as you breathe out. Soften the knees, press the feet into the ground and roll up to standing. Hands up, stretch the fingers, circle the wrists down. Lift and roll the shoulders, and once more clasp the hands behind you to open the shoulders. Release the hands and slide the fingers down the backs of the legs. Hands to either side of your feet, stepping back your left foot, high, tummy in, perineum engages. Right foot also comes back high. You're in plank for a moment, heels up to the ceiling, tummy in, and then knees to the ground, elbows to the ground, and snake through to Sphinx pose. Press the elbows into the ground and almost pull your body towards your hands a millimetre, and then just release back down to the ground. Hands to the chest, elbows in. Press down with the hands to come to kneeling. Tummy in, perineum engages, tuck the toes to come into your downward dog. Walking the dog again. Bend both knees and then come to high, lifting the heels, and then just release both heels back towards the ground. Tummy is still in. And then bend both knees to the ground, hands go to the right, left foot steps up, kneel up, and this time raise the hands. If you want to keep to cactus arms, fine, but if you want to stretch up, tummy in, looking ahead. If it's not going to disturb your balance, your neck's okay, you can slightly lift your chin, stretching up. Tummy in as you lower your hands and lengthen the spine from the base of the spine as you come forward. Chin is tucked in to hands either side of the left foot. Tummy in. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. Come backwards to slightly come forward, stepping the right foot to the left. Hands onto the shins. Breathing in, lengthening. Breathe out, soften the knees. Curl in. Breathe in, lengthen. And stay here as you breathe out. And then soften the knees, press the feet down and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Stretch the fingers, hands upwards. You can look up optionally if that works for your neck. And then head upright, lower the hands. Lift and roll the shoulders. Hands together at the heart center, and then we're going to come to a seated position to start work on the base chakra, the Muladhara chakra. As we bring our feet out in front of us, take the flesh out from under the bottom.
Just bounce the legs. Point and flex the feet a couple of times, just getting into the circulation for the feet. And then just very gently circle the ankles in one direction. And then circle the ankles in the other direction. Just walk the left hand out to the left. Chin comes into chest. And feel the stretch on the right side of the neck. Tummy in as you slide upright, and just slide the right fingers to the right, chin in, looking down, and you'll just feel a slight stretch on the left side of the neck. This variant of neck movement was coming back to centre. It was on a refresher course I did last week for yoga cancer post-surgery, for particularly breast cancer. There were lots of different hints there, so that was slightly different. And then have your feet to a V. Lengthen your body by just having your hands out to the side. And then bend up your left knee, hug your left knee into the chest. And open your left knee to the left, extending your right foot. So we're going to come to a version of Tadasana, head to knee pose. Just slightly turn towards your right leg, outstretched leg, hands to either side of you. Circle the hands up, thumbs touch, tummy in, and you can bend your elbows to come forward over your right knee or come straight over if you've got a strong core. Sliding the hands down to the shin, the right shin. Have a sense, which I think is almost impossible, to lengthen the sides of your body evenly. It's very easy to crunch onto your right side here, but I find it quite difficult to lengthen evenly anyway. But just there is that awareness. Your right heel is extended, so your right toes are up to the ceiling. If your left knee doesn't touch the ground, you can always take support underneath your left thigh in the form of a cushion or a block. And then you might find that your hands slide down a little bit further along the right shin. And to come up, tummy in, perineum engages slightly. So when I say tummy in, about 10% of your capacity, 10 to 20% of your capacity towards the spine. And then slide your hands up your right leg. Left hand goes to the outside of the left hip behind you. Right hand goes up and you look at your right thumb. This is optional because it's very strong. You press down with your left hand, roll to the left, and lift up, chin into the chest. So it's almost like a gate side ankle type pose. Tummy in to come back down. And then bend the right leg into a double V with your hips. Perfect hip health. And hands to wherever they're comfortable, either on the ground, or you might like to hold your right leg somewhere with your right hand. And just turn your head to look over one shoulder and then turn it to look over the other shoulder. We're just connecting and touching now along the somatic movement. And then hands to either side of you to lift the knees up, lean back slightly, and then extend the feet out in front of you. And bounce the legs, rub your legs, your thighs, your leg massage, your patting, whatever works for you. Boosting the circulation. And
And then hands to either side of you, legs out in a V again. And bend the right leg up. Hug the right knee into the chest and open the right knee to the side, the sole of the right foot somewhere towards the left thigh, inner thigh. Hands to either side of you, your left heel's extended. Turn towards your left extended leg. Breathing in, raise the arms, thumbs together and turn again. Just make sure that your body is aiming towards your left leg, tummy in. Either come straight over if you're strong in your core, or if not, bend your elbows. You're going to come to slide your hands down your left shin. Have a sense of pressing your hands down, lengthening yourself evenly along both sides, and then just come forward so you've got an even stretch as far as is possible. It's not wholly possible along both sides. This Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. So Janu is knee and Sirsasana is the head and the asana bit is the pose. Is calming for the nervous system if you've got the vagus nerve activated in the chin to the chest. It's a forward bend, so that's the calming bit. It's a rotation, so it's balancing for the muscles along the spine, either way. And you've got a lower groin opening, which is boosting for the lower lymphatic system. In this series, a minimum of 5 breaths is recommended, and they actually stay here for a little bit longer, 10 breaths in the original series. You can just slide your hands down a little bit longer, a little bit further. And to come out, tummy comes in towards the spine, perineum engages, and you slide your hands up the left extended leg, right hand behind the right thigh, and raise your left thumb looking upwards towards the left thumb. This is optional to tummy in and to roll to the right, pressing down on your hands very strongly, this chin in, a kind of side, almost like a gate stretch, and then releasing the bottom back down and bending the left leg up now in your double V. And holding where it works for you to turn your head a few times, a couple of times, to one side and then to the other side. Feeling that movement in the somatic basic movements. Connecting to feelings, avoiding the brain thinking about things too much. And then tummy in to raise your knees upwards. And we're going to come to Baddha Konasana. Baddha is band and Konasana is ankle pose. Soles of the feet together. And adopt which version feels good for you. So just have your feet as far away from you as works for you. And just use your thumbs to massage the insoles, the insteps of your feet. Remembering that the ankles are the lower lymphatic system. The tops of the feet, if you drew your fingers down the tops of the feet from the big toes towards the ankles, in between the bones of the upper lymphatic system. The lower intestine, colon areas represented just in front of the heels, the bottom part of the sole of the foot, and then towards the solar plexus by the big toe in the centre. Is our essence of vitality. If you want to think about distributing the energy, then just bounce your knees like a butterfly and hold your ankles. It's said to distribute the energy that might be stagnating all around the bottom lower abdominal area. And then just very gently, tummy comes in, engage the perineum, slide to upright, slide the legs together, tummy in, just hold your knees, just feel that the back is straight. And then just release the legs out in front of you. Just take the flesh out from under your bottom if you need to, bounce your legs, maybe just rock your legs a little bit. And then hands to either side of you as you cross your right ankle over your left. Tummy in. Engage your perineum. And bring your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Right hand behind you. Press your right hand down. Lengthen the body. And breathing out, turn to look towards your right shoulder. Breathing in, lengthen the body, and then turn to look to the right. If you have a preference to bend your right knee and hold it with your left hand, you can do that. That's a stronger expression. And if you really feel you want to turn, then bring your left elbow to the outside of your right leg. And turning, that's a really strong turn to look towards your right shoulder. You can extend your left hand, your left fingers. That's much stronger. And then just breathing out. Come back, hug the right knee into the chest. Place the left hand on the floor. This is optional, depends entirely on your arm length. Take hold of your right big toe and stretch your right toe, your right leg out. You can have it to the side, just swaying from side to side. This only works if you've got long arms, I think. And otherwise, just hold. You're all right there, both of you?
Yes.
And then just bend your right knee and place your right leg along the floor. Bounce your legs. If I've got it the right way around, you push your left leg over your right. Lengthen the body. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left hand behind you. Lengthen and turn over your left shoulder. Breathing in, lengthen, and then just turn. But of course you can, if you want to make it stronger, bend up your left knee. Hold your left knee with your right hand. That makes it slightly stronger. And if you really want to be strong, raise your right arm, tummy in, and bring your right bent elbow to the outside of your left thigh, your left knee. And that will really secure your turn. Turning to the left. Again, it very much depends on how you're feeling today. Turning to look over your left shoulder. And then very gently come back. And hands to either side of you. Taking optionally, of course, your left big toe with your left hand. And just stretching out your left leg. Extending the left heel. If that doesn't work, then just hold wherever it does work on your leg. And again, it's no reflection of anything other than long arms, really. And then tummy in, just release the legs back down. And bounce the legs. Flesh out from underneath you if you just need on the bottom. We're going to come to a classic forward bend, breathing in, raising the arms up, thumbs together, tummy in, perineum engages. If you're strong in the core, you can come straight over. If you're not like me, then bend your elbows and snake the hands down the legs. Press your hands on your thighs to lengthen along the back from the tailbone to the head, and then just relax forward. And where you hold is up to you. You can hold your big toes, you can hold the outside of your feet, you can open one hand. I've got my left hand opened, palm outwards, and I'm just holding underneath my feet. That's quite a strong bind, but just a classic forward bend, wherever works for you. There is a school of yoga that says if you do nothing else, you just do one yoga pose, it should be a forward bend. Because it's calming for the nervous system, it stretches the back and the vertebrae, space between the vertebrae, ticks a lot of boxes. And Then very, very gently slide the hands up the legs, hands to either side of you, bend the knees, and then just your own version of swaying from side to side, so your windscreen wiper version. This is the distribution of energy, swaying it from side to side. And then before we're going to come to a breath work, but this is totally optional. It depends how you got on with the last lifting your legs up. Bend your knees, walk your feet towards you so that your back is straight, you're lifting up, tummy's in. You can stay like that, you can lift your heels off the ground. You can stay like that, or tummy in, you can optionally hold your big toes. Be warned, you might go backwards and then just lift your legs up in a V, but that is an optional fun thing. You might not want to do that, stretching the legs out, lifting up, tummy in, well done, and then tummy in to guide the legs back, and then just come to a cross-legged position for a few nitrous oxide breaths. So hands relax wherever that works for you. They can be palms down, palms up, Jnana Mudra, second finger under the thumb, hands in the lap. We're just going to take a few breaths, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. If you wanted to think about extending your out breath, that's fine too. So I think the classic would be breathing in for 3, breathing out for 5. It really doesn't matter. It's just a pause to regroup and breathe in your own time. And then letting that breath drop. Breathing in, circle the hands up. If we were feeling energetic, which I know we're not going to do this, you would slap your hands to the ground and with your core strength, jump your legs back into downward dog. However, the non-energetic thing is to roll forwards onto your knees, unravel your feet, come into downward dog, and then walk your hands to your feet to your hands as you roll up to standing. I'm just giving you the options. I can't tell you how many people it's always, think, oh my goodness, what fantastic core strength they've got, when they just go slap and jump straight back. I'm just thinking, oh. But anyway, so lifting and rolling the shoulders, and this is going to be a very soft warrior. So stepping the feet out, warrior 2 version in a triangle. Turn your left foot in, your right foot out. If you were to draw a line, technically, your front right foot, if you drew from the back heel, should intersect the back left foot midway at the arch. Just check that your left foot isn't going in, that the weight is out on the back of the left heel. Put the left hand on the waist and just feel the opening here in the left shoulder. Right hand out, turn to look beyond the fingers of the right hand. Feel you can adjust your feet if you need to, and drop your weight centrally by bending your right knee. And then this is a warrior, so you can stay like this, or if you want to come to the full warrior two, and you can maintain the openness of the back shoulder, open your hands out, and feel that someone's holding your back hand, your left hand, almost pulling you back, so that you're not putting any weight onto your front right knee. And then drop your left hand behind you, raise your right thumb, looking up to your right thumb. You might want to straighten your right knee a little bit. And then just lower the right hand. Come to bring the feet to face forward, hands on the hips, just again lifting and rolling the shoulders a couple of times, opening them out. And then change so that your right foot turns in, your left foot turns out. Keep your right hand on your right waist, opening up the right shoulder. Left hand forward, look beyond the third finger of the left hand, and when you're ready, bend your front left leg and drop your weight centrally. Keeping the weight in the outside of your right heel, not that you're not trying to let the weight go on the inside. And if you feel comfortable, open to your full warrior two. Feel that someone's holding your back right hand, almost just pulling you back slightly, so that your weight's central. Your lead should be tracking over the big toe or second toe, not coming in anyway. And then drop your right hand to the back of the right thigh, lift your left hand up, looking at your left thumb. Release the left hand down. Come to bring your legs to the center. And heel toe the feet in a little bit. Turn the hands inwards, fingers inwards. Slide your hands to the inside of your thighs. Come into a sort of forward, half forward bend and just slightly transfer the weight as you move your knees slightly from side to side. And then you can place your hands on the floor if that works for you. Classically, do as I say, not as I do, but classically your fingertips should be in line with your toes, which means bringing your hands back further than you think. Your elbows should be bent and your backs of the elbows should be facing behind you. So, that's again a small point. Just sway from side to side. And then heel toe your feet in a little bit. Roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Lift and roll the shoulders. And thumbs together and continue that sway from side to side. And then lower the hands, lift and roll the shoulders, hands together at the palm center. And we're going to come to lying on our backs, knees bent. Coming from the heart up to now the throat area. And we're going to do a variation of bridge. So knees bent, feet hip width apart. Palms down alongside you. Just sway the knees from side to side. The head might like to join in. And then a couple of pelvic tilts. Just check that your heels are closer to your bottom perhaps than they normally might be. Palms down. And then flatten the back to the ground, lift the bottom, chin thumbs to the chest, raise the arms, they can be bent, stretch the arms behind you. And then start to breathe out as you lower the bottom and the back down to the ground. The hands will follow. Once the bottom is on the ground, hug the knees into the chest. Soles of the feet to the ceiling, out in a V. Palms of the hands together through the V. And then hug the knees into the chest. And breathing out, lower both feet down to the ground.
Palms back down alongside you. When you're ready, flatten the back, engage the perineum, tummy into the spine, lift the bottom, press down with your feet, your knees aren't splaying out, raise your arms above you, chin to chest, stretching behind you, and then breathing out, lower the bottom, the back down to the ground. The arms will follow. Once everything is down, hug the knees into the chest, soles of the feet to the ceiling. Out in a V, extend the heels, palms of the hands together through that V. Hug the knees into the chest, and soles of the feet now go back down along the ground. And we'll do that one last time. Pressing the feet into the ground when you're ready, lift the bottom, perineum engages, tummy in, raise the arms, chin comes to the chest, stretching out as little as much as you like with your arms, breathing out, lowering the back down to the ground. The hands will naturally follow. When the bottom's on the ground, hug the knees one at a time into the chest, soles of the feet then go up to the ceiling, extend both heels to in a V with your legs, palms of the hands together through the V, and then hugging the knees into the chest, and then just rock from side to side. And then hug the knees into the chest, still holding them, let them drift to arm's length away from you. And then rolling to the side. We're going to come into a modified child's pose, taking your time to come up to a seated position or via your knees to come into a child's pose, but we're coming to the third eye here. So this is a slightly modified child's pose. Hands on the ground, elbows in, bottom up, and you can just roll the head on the ground or not. If you don't like that sensation, because it's quite weird, it's almost like hair pose, just roll slightly up and down on the skull. There's no elbows in, there's no pressure on the head at all, because you're taking all the weight in your body. And then just very gently come into extended child's pose. Knees might like to come slightly apart for a couple of breaths. And you might like to take the palms together above the head, elbows on the ground. That weighting at the back of the head and palms just touching, connecting to the back of the head is very helpful for a grounding sense, and also believed to be anti-nausea. Not that any of us are going to feel miserably overindulged at Christmas, but just a point. And then release the hands back down to the ground. Come to a cross-legged position as we come to finish the class. And again, hands out to either side. Just slide the fingertips of the left hand to the left. Raise the right elbow, belt at the elbow, chin in. Just go over to the left, tummy in and out. Tummy in as you come back upright. And then slide the fingers to the right. Come over to the right. Bending the left elbow, chin in and out. Tummy in, pressing your right fingers down to support you to come upright. Just walk the fingertips slightly forwards so that you're coming into the nearest forward bend. Tummy in, perineum engages, feel it in your outer hips.
And then just walk the fingers back. Bring your hands to your chest. Breathing in, just open your fingers, connecting once more to the heart center. Breathing out, hands back to the chest, chin to chest. Breathing in, opening out, and the air connects to the element of a sense of touch. Breathing out, chin to chest. And then breathing in, the fingers open out, and as you come back, chin to chest, take a bow for yourself. You might like to put somebody else in your thoughts to have a lovely day too ahead. And then just release the hands. Come back to the centre, and thank you very much for joining me today.